So welcome ladies and gentlemen, we are back today to discuss some PES 2017 hands-on impressions, and then also we'll answer some questions. So we're going to spend the first half of this video talking about PES 2017, the demo, my thoughts, hands-on impressions, and then the second half I'll answer some, a couple of questions for you guys as well. So if you want to watch one or the other, go for it. I've got a different camera today, and hopefully it's a little bit better because, I don't know, the Windows 10 anniversary thing came out, update, spent hours updating, and then it sort of messed up a couple of things. No idea why, it's just typical Microsoft. So yeah, let's dive into it. PES 2017, how is it? Is an improvement over PES 2016, first of all? Yes, absolutely. There's no doubt the game is a lot better, and just not a minimal amount. I mean, it's not a microscopic amount that they've improved the game. They've improved it a lot. And I'm not going to sit down and spend too long talking about it, but I think you guys know, you've played it yourself. We talk about the pros themselves. To sum it up, defensive AI has come in abundance from last year. I mean, defenders now will track runners, they will stay with them, they have a brain to themselves. Last year, as you guys know, you get the ball with someone, you make a run of someone else, and they'll follow that player, completely ignoring you, and you saw it in my Master League, you just run straight through the middle. This year, it doesn't happen. They will stay with you, and they'll track the runner. It's difficult to dribble around them at times. You'll see that, player ID does come into play as well. Like Lionel Messi is better at dribbling, as we know, and Neymar, and will dribble around players as opposed to other players that can't do it. So you've got to make the most out of it. So defensively, very, very solid. And that's the defensive line themselves, the goalkeepers as well, massive plus this year. Last year, if they're through on goal, they scored. Simple as that. You had nothing you could do about it. But this year, even if when they're through on goal, you have a little bit of a chance that they might make that save. Especially someone like Petr, who has been unreal in some of the saves I've seen him make compared to other goalies. So not all goalies are the same. I've seen some goalies just tip it away and someone taps it in. And someone like Petr actually tips it away from the goal, manages to get up, make a second save. It's brilliant to see. But they are beatable. You can beat them from afar sometimes, and you can beat them from close. So they're not superhuman, but they are decent enough. The referees, better. They're better, but I'm still seeing a couple of fouls that probably shouldn't be a foul, and a few that are. But hey, referees make mistakes in real life anyway. But one thing I am seeing is that elbow animation, sort of, or players running into other players in the penalty box, and the referee gives the penalty. It's happened to me 3 times. Now, I've got the penalty 3 times, but it was not a penalty. The defender did get the ball. So, yeah, I'm hoping they do sort that out because it is something that is a little bit annoying at times. But overall, referees are better. Still not super good, but, hey, better than the rubbish we had last year where fouls weren't given, etc. The shooting is going okay. I'm kind of half and half with the shooting. It's like sometimes it's way too overpowered. Like, these shots are so ferocious, so much power on them, even when they're off balance or they shouldn't really get that much power in them. Not every player can strike a ball like Xabi Alonso and Paul Scholes could, so I think they need to tone the shooting down just a fraction. But then they may have to, change the goalies as well because they'll be saving everything. But overall, yeah, you can strike them high, low, and you've seen some absolute beauties that have gone in. The tactics as well, we can't say too much about them, but they do work. I think that's a plus. I've tried out all the different tactics, wing rotation and hug the touchline and tiki-taka. They're all different. You really will see the difference when you choose hug the touchline, how wide and how spread out the field is, as opposed to when you choose tiki-taka. But we can't move players in the tactics menu, and there aren't all ones we can see. We can't see the gegenpress, etc., so we don't know how that works. But don't worry. Full games released, we have had clarification that is not going to be the case. Yeah, it's all going to be there. You can move players, Sanchez up the line and Neymar to the right and all that stuff. Just for the demo, they wanted to keep it respectable so that people weren't getting too crazy with it. Graphically, yeah, a step up from last year, I have to say. Not a huge leap, but this is a demo. They could change and be polished up a little bit more come release. We don't know how old this build is. But still, it does look better. It has that blur effect, I know. Some like it, some don't. I think it's fine. It's nice to see the presentations better when it comes to the replays. The replays are so much more interesting and entertaining to watch now. Now people will actually want to watch a replay. When you watch a football game on TV and there's a nice strike, there's a nice save, you want to see those replays, and why don't you? And last year on PES, it was like, well, what's the point? You couldn't see the ball, you couldn't see what was happening. This year, they've gone back, sorted them out, and that is a plus. The grass itself, I don't know, sometimes it looks a little bit weird. I know a few people have said that. It's not real green-like. I mean, this is just nitpicking now, but why not? I don't know, the cutscenes, it seems to be one colour. You get into the game, it seems to be another. But hey, that's just the way that is. But overall, yeah, I mean, there's probably more pros and cons. I don't want to go on too much about it because it's a demo. But yeah, definitely we have to say it is a big improvement gameplay-wise anyway than PES 2016. I'm looking forward to Master League. I'm looking forward to getting in there. I think we're going to have some really good games. But yeah, leave your impressions. How would you rate PES 2017? And we're going to dive right now into the old questions. So the first question from Atanis Jr. 19, he says, do you think Konami should change the game engine like EA did? Well, as someone commented, they already did that. No, they brought in the Fox engine for 2014. So this is 14, 15, 16, 17. It's the fourth time they're using this engine. Now 14 was a shambles, 15 a bit better, 16 a little bit better, and now 17 is way better. So yeah, they do not need to use another engine. If they do, we're going to be right back down there. They're going to be back down there. People are going to be complaining and not want to play it. But EA have had their engine pretty much since 2008 or 9 or whatever it was, and they needed an update. So yeah, they don't need to change it. They just need to keep tweaking it. This comment from Favor Daniel says, you are not the TTB man. No? Well, who am I then? Don't know quite what you're saying there, but definitely I am the TrueBrits. And deal with it. This from Yesy Beast. TTB, will you ever do a Football Manager series? It would be really interesting to watch someone of your football knowledge play it. You know, I used to play Football Manager, and I spoke about this before. I did a Q&A on it, I think, at one time. I don't think it will be interesting for you guys to watch Football Manager. I like to show gameplay. I think gameplay is what people like to see. I know there are some people that sit down and they just show menus and open packs, and I just don't find that fun. I'm not going to put out content that I don't enjoy doing. So yeah, at the moment, not really into Football Manager. Just going to stick to the old PES and, well, see how FIFA is this year as well. Next up from SPRT1337, he says, can you play a couple of games with your brother regarding the demo? I actually asked him the other day if he wanted to play me. So I'm going to get him in here, sit down with him and play a match and see how he does. And then I'm going to put it up on YouTube. I've told him I'm going to do it. So yeah, at one point we'll let him sit down with me and we'll see how he does. Cyril Asamani says, what web language do you use? Well, I mean, I know HTML and CSS and sort of a little bit of JavaScript, but at work right now I'm just using WordPress. I'm getting their site up and running. I think WordPress now is just a great platform to use because it has you can make a very interactive website. Simple as that, with a lot of movement. People love to see animated graphics and buttons and all that fun stuff. So that's what we're using. I'm using MAMP, you know, a local host, do all the websites on the computer, and then Bosh, upload them once they're sorted. Papa EE5 says, who are you closest to from PES universe? Well, I've known Barry and Seppo probably the longest. Barry's the Midnight Kid, Seppo is PESEP. But I would probably say the Midnight Kid. I've known him probably since 2012, maybe it's been 4 or 5 years now. And yeah, talk to him every day. I know he's way over in Ireland, but we're always chatting on WhatsApp, you know, a bit of communication. We're trying to get the new PES Universe website running. I mean, it is new. It's going to be massive, guys. Let me tell you that much. The new PES Universe is going to be huge, and we've been working really hard behind the scenes, me and him, along with a host of all the other PES Universe lads like Seppo, etc., and Bibby and Spike. I mean, there's a lot of us that have been doing a lot of stuff, but definitely the Midnight Kid goes back a while, and he's my boy, Blue. So there we go. My chorizo sausage, or chorizo sausage, which other states have you visited, and which are your favourite, least favourite? I've only been to 2 others. I live in Florida. I've been over to Seattle, which is, I don't even know the state that's in, I can't remember, and then Missouri, St. Louis. And I have to say I certainly enjoyed St. Louis more when I went there. We went to a casino, we went and done the Arch, there was a zoo there that was absolutely enormous. So I've only been to a couple of states, but out of those two, sort of going to Seattle, whatever state that is, I'm useless with them, and then St. Louis, Missouri, I'd have to say I did enjoy St. Louis more. Rosiano Camero says, TTB, what are your thoughts on tattoos, and will you ever get one? I don't mind them, honestly. I've got nothing against you having one. My wife has quite a few on her back, most part. She has a unicorn one. She's obsessed with unicorns, if you guys don't know. Me, I have none. I'm clean, completely tatless. If I was to get one, I might get one like here, you know what I mean? The shoulder, sort of the rock style, look like a beast, but apart from that, no, I'm not really into them. I probably won't get one, if I'm being honest, but yeah, I've got nothing against you getting one, if it's what you want to do. This is from I'm Kenny J35. I'm going to sort of summarise, but he basically says, are you guys at PES Universe planning on importing images for all your generic teams in PES 2017, and will the resolution drop a lot from 2048 to 1024? We're going to have a lot of stuff for you guys come release. We will have the Premier League in there, the Bundesliga, maybe the MLS, and all the other teams and kits that need to be made, such as La Liga. We will make some 1024 ones as well. I would recommend basically using the 1024s for the championships and the second division of La Liga, etc., of the Spanish league, and use the high 2048 by 2048 for the Premier League, etc. as well, because there is a bit of a difference. We've looked at the comparisons, and you do lose the fine details in the kits. You won't notice it from afar, but if it is sort of a goal close up or close up to the players, yeah, you will see the difference between 2048 and 1024. But we'll have all those teams and everything there for you guys day one. There you go. Theo Radu says, TTB, will us the fans decide the team you will be using in PES 2017 Master League? Probably will. I might put a poll up on Twitter. So that is the best bet. Or I do it on YouTube. I may just do a video on YouTube because I will get way more responses from you guys, and I'll put a poll in the video and you just vote between the teams. So yeah, I'll make a video of that at one point when I'm deciding which teams. Give me some recommendations actually in this video, teams that you would like me to do from the Premier League, which is where I'll be playing, but not a top team and not a really bottom team, sort of a middle ground team. Alright, and the final question for today, because this video is getting a little bit long otherwise, we'll do more questions next week, but Landry MBE says, pros and cons of using manual passing and shooting, and is it worth playing like that online? Well, first of all, no, it's not worth playing like that online unless you can find someone who is playing the exact same way, because you will not win. You just won't. But the advantages are you get to put the ball exactly where you want. I mean, if you want it ever so slightly in front of a player, a little tap and it will go there. If you're playing on level bar 1, that little tap will put the ball straight to his feet. You just have more freedom, literally. That is the only advantage of playing on manual, is the freedom. Because otherwise, there is none. Because you have to play the game yourself. You play on pass 1, it's more assisted, so your strikes will always go closer to the goal than playing on manual unless you have the perfect aim. So manual is just for those that want more freedom, want more of a challenge. And if you don't want to have too much freedom on the ball and you just want to play, then play with pass, assist 1. Enjoy the game for what it is. I've got nothing against people that play on 1 or manual. I just don't see the point of 2 and 3 because the game does it all for you, and it's just, there's no point. PES does not need a pass support 2 and 3. They should get rid of it. I don't know. Adam seems to say that a lot of people play on 2 and 3 from his stats, but most people I know play on 1, and that's the majority. But there we have it. We'll be back next week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bit of a long one today, but leave your questions for next week, and we will be back to answer them. Have a good one. Until next time, take care.